Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel and the continuation of Bryar Rose. Ella and I slowly march up the steps to the brownstone. There are kids all around, flying past us in their rush to get to the class. It's like the pair of us are stones just, jutting out of a fast-moving river. Ella links her elbow with mine as we close in on the front door. Bands of worry tighten around my throat. Remember when we built that zip line over 6th Avenue? Asked Ella. How could I forget? Some of the tension loosens from my neck. Ella and I built that in the middle of the night. We got 3 good runs in before someone called the cops on us. Hey, what about the time we put hair remover in Alec's shampoo bottle? We got to call him Dr. Evil for 2 weeks before he figured out how to magic up a new hair. Good times. Ella bumps my hips with hers. We own this town, and we'll get this high school thing down next. You'll see. I can't help but smile. Did you just guide us down memory lane to cheer me up? I don't know. Did it work? As a matter of fact, it did, totally. Then yes, that was my master plan. And that's what makes you amazing. Ella winks. I know. We reach the school's main door. It's heavy, wooden and propped open. Ella and I move past the threshold and into main reception area. It's a long, oak-panelled room with 3 doors along the back wall, red, gold and silver. That's for witch, were and fairy. As kids pass through the door, there's a flash of light and their appearances change. No more uniforms, at least not the ones that were present on the sidewalk. As the other students go into their respective halls, the enchanted bracelet deactivates. The masquerade of looking like typical high school students ends. Witches and warlocks are in crimson robes. Shifters change into couture leather, and fair in pastel shades with their long silver wings on display. I only catch a glimpse of each kid as they transform. It's only a second or two before they speed down their respective hallways and into their learning areas. This is really happening. Anxiety cinches around my chest. Here's the moment I've been waiting for. Starting a new school with actual classes, students and teachers. The scent of sandalwood and musk washes over me. Knox is standing behind me. He sets his hand on my shoulder. I catch that scent of copper and smoke. Pain. Reaching up, I grasp his hand where it rests on my shoulder. How are you holding up? Knox leans in. I'll be fine. He lifts his right brow, seriously. In other words, my asking him if he's okay every 2 seconds isn't helping. Fair enough. So, I say, what's your first class of the day? History, I think. You think? I've got fate art. I'm not getting my hopes up. As made me learn enough stuff for 10 high schools, which is true. In my case, my homeschooling was actually pretty awesome until I hit the equivalent of freshman year. After that, my aunties downscaled all my learning into preparation for marrying Jules. I supplemented it with online classes, though, so I wouldn't fall behind. Meanwhile, Az oversaw Knox's schooling, and Az never let up for a second. When Knox wasn't killing Denari, Az was grilling him on everything from quantum physics to how to block a roundhouse. I rubbed the back of Knox's hand with my thumb. That's not what I meant. I know. The scent grows stronger. Alec is magicking me up, a spell for pain. It's all be better soon, don't worry. Even so, I do worry. We've covered this territory, though, and I know Knox. Talking about it right now won't help. Want me to walk you to your door? I ask. Leaning in, Knox presses a kiss to the top of my head. Nah. I need to see you go with Ella. My wolf won't stand for anything else. With that, my wolf starts speaking inside my mind. I don't like leaving our mate, she growls. But I do want to scent all those delicious fairies. Let's play. Here it comes again. My wolf sees a fae as magical chew toys. No, we're not playing with the fae. They are murderous and cast curses, remember? My wolf sniffs. We'll play nicely with the yummy fairies. I pull at the golden shifter magic inside my soul, commanding my wolf to obey. No playing with the fae. My golden power surrounds my wolf, quieting her soul. This is a new skill, by the way. Over the summer, Az has been showing me the ropes like a pro. Long story short, shifter magic has quickly become my go-to power. I know from watching Colonel Mallory that silver fae energy is chaotic. He warned me not to touch the stuff, and my witch magic, that's still a great mystery. But that's also why I'm here to learn how to master all three. Ella taps my shoulder. Ready? There's a nervous wobble in her voice. Turning around, I give Knox a soft kiss on his bristled cheek. He cups my face in his firm hands, pulling me into a gentle brush of our lips. You be safe with those fae, yeah? I'll be fine. Don't let the big bad wolves get you down. Just beyond Knox, I see Abe and Hollywood. They position themselves as guards for me and Knox. Basically, they push people along. Knox's alpha energy makes everyone naturally stop in their tracks. Move along, says Hollywood. Nothing to see here, adds Abe. There's a few familiar faces in the crowd. For a moment, I think I see Scarlett and Aviana. Two girls from the old magicorum teen therapy group with Madame. But they're gone too quickly to be sure. Knox runs his nose along the length of mine, breaking me out of my thoughts. Touch is very important to shifters. My wolf says to kill anyone who is mean to you, by the way. But he's kidding, I think. I remember that. For the first time all morning, I smile. You're the best. Yeah, Knox winks. Have fun with the fae. I roll my eyes. I'll try. Squaring my shoulders, I turn to Ella. Let's do this. Walking side by side, Ella and I approach the silver door. Ella marches through. I walk forward and smack. I hit an invisible barrier. Pulse of white light flashes around me. I check to see if anyone noticed anything. Nope. This is a brightness that only I can see. My skin chills over, as if I were dipped in Arctic water. A rush of electricity runs through the air. This is magic, and it feels both familiar and frightening. A thought nags at the back of my head. I know what this magic is and who it's from, but no matter how hard I try, I can't access the memory. Leaning forward, I push my hand against what feels like a glass wall. This is what prevents me from going in. I know that the doorways automatically blocked anyone who wasn't magicorum, but I had fae power, didn't I? Shifting sideways, I shove against the inevitable wall with my shoulder. Ella tries to help me from the other side, but to her, there is no barrier. Soon a small group of fae kids stand around me. Some are giggling. My face burns about 3 shades of red. Knox steps up, grasps my hands, and guides me away. Let's hit the wolf den. Yeah? I blink hard, trying to think through what's happening. For some reason, I can't pass through the doorway to the silver galleries, which is the fae part of the school. I look to Ella. It's cool if I go with Knox. Ella nods. Sure, I'll be fine. A small group of fae kids wait around her, pulling at her wrists and encouraging her into the galleries. Even so, the glint of fear shines in Ella's blue eyes. The fae may be actually nice now, but there's no predicting what will happen next. Still, there's nothing to be done about it. I'm definitely causing a scene here, and school starts in 20 minutes. Knox guides me over to the second golden door. All the way stand aside as we walk along, partly because Abe and Hollywood are clearing the path for us, yelling, "Make way for our alpha and his mate." Guys, Knox growls, I'm not your alpha, officially. Sure, there's a thread of pack connection between me, Knox, Abe and Hollywood, but we haven't done the sacred rites that make us a pack, whatever those are. Abe pulls the red door open. Hollywood gestures for everyone to hang back while Knox and I step through. I know they both mean well, but the way they're acting, it's making an even bigger scene than what happened at the Fae door. Knox steps past the threshold. I step forward and wham! I hit another invisible barrier. The same sensations roll over me. White flashes that only I can see. Bone-chilling cold. Electrical energy from a foreign kind of magic. And worst of all, that sense that part of me knows what it is, but I just can't grasp the memory for some reason. Fairy zings from my bloodstream. I kick at the wall in frustration. What is it? Asks Knox. I know you're aware. Jolts of panic run down my spine. A few minutes ago, I was nervous about making my dream of going to school a reality. Now it seems like that might not be happening after all. If the reception room were a movie, it would be like someone hit the pause key. All the students have stopped to watch the drama. Ella waits along with the crowd, acting on instinct. I rush over to the red door, yank on the handle and pull it open. This time I'm cautious. I reach forward slowly. My fingertips hit another invisible barrier. Oh no. This time there are only the barest flashes of white light in my vision. But there's no question that foreign magic is at work here. Beside me, Abe and Hollywood drag two adults from the wolf's den. They're a bruley pair, a man and a woman. I've seen pictures of them at Westlake Prep brochures. The entire school follows its own fairy tale life template. For Westlake Prep, that's Goldilocks and the Three Bears. The principals for the shifter schools are werebears named Mums and Pops. In other words, that's adult shifter couple standing before me has the life template of Mama Bear and Papa Bear from the Goldilocks legend. Here they are. Abe gestures at me and knocks. Our Alpha and his mate. Fix what's wrong with the doors. Let our queen pass. The woman is the first to speak. I'm Mums. She hitches her thumb at the barrel-chested guy beside her. They're pretty much identical, burly with brown hair, eyes and matching jean overalls. The only difference is that Mums has long hair. Something to remember. This here's Pops. She focuses her big brown eyes on me. And you're a queen? My face burns as a mother of all blushes. That's something Abe and Ollie would say. What I am is trying to get into the wolf's den, or any of the three doors really. They don't seem to work for me. Like they're watching a tennis match, everyone switches their gaze from me to the shifter principals. Pops lets out a bellow or growl. Get back to school, you two. He points at Abe and Hollywood, before gesturing to Knox. You two. Knox lifts his chin. Not until I know what you're doing with Bry. Bry can't get in any doors. So this here situation. This is bigger than me and Pops. We've got to take her to the office for all the principals, and that means shifter fey and witches. Nothing bad'll happen to her. The red door flies open, and out steps a tiny witch in flowing red robes. She has big brown eyes, cocoa skin, and gentle voice. I'm here. I recognise her from the website too. While Mum Pops had the shifter school, this is the principal for Crimson Keep, the school for witches and warlocks. Clearly she is a baby bear in the fairy tale template. Plus her name is Babs, so that's a giveaway. Principal Babs has a plump face, rounded figure, and hair that's braided into two ear-like buns on the top of her head. Yep, it's baby bear all right. Babs scans the lobby. Somehow, past the knot of students, she's able to realise someone is missing. Where's Goldie? The silver door opens. A small fay flies out. She reminds me of Cindy Lou. Who is from How the Grinch Stole Christmas. Only this version's entirely blonde hair and slaps a swirling lollipop on the palm in the movement that reminds me of a gangster movie. What's the problem here? Asks Goldie. She's like a sing-song voice, which is usual for the fairies. A problem student, explained Babs. Everyone gasps in the lobby. Kill me now. Goldie smacks a lollipop against her palm. Let's take care of this. Agreed. Babs lifts her hand, gemstone in her palm. Let's go to my office and discuss. Red light glows between Babs' tiny fingers, which is a sure sign a spell is about to begin. All at once, 100 cords of red mist burst out from Babs' palm to loop around me. Babs, Mums, Pops and Goldie, fast as lightning. I'm surrounded in a thin layer of red mist. The students in reception area all disappeared under a haze of crimson. Only one thing from the outside world penetrates my magical cocoon. The sound of Knox's voice. Bry! Bry! There's no need for me to catch his scent. I know Knox is afraid and angry right now. With all my heart, I want to tell him I'm fine, but whenever I try to speak, the enchanted mist clogs my throat. Knox's voice becomes fainter and then disappears altogether. My body gets that going around the Ferris wheel feeling, and that means I'm being transported somewhere by magic. Now, I know I'm a real student in one way. I'm getting sent to the principal's office, and I hate it. I've been moved around by transport spells before. I like spells like riding a Ferris wheel. My stomach does a few flip-flops and it's over. But with Babs, things may start off like a Ferris wheel ride, but they don't stay that way. Soon it feels as if needles are pricking into my skin all over. Red as smoke burns my eyes. I hiss in a pained breath. A moment later it's over. I'm in the principal's office. I hug my elbows. The office is a tall space with striped wallpaper, red, gold and silver. The ceiling is pressed tin that's painted in alternating blocks of the same colours. A long black table stands against the far wall. 3 high-backed chairs wait behind it. Glancing behind me, I find there are no chairs for students, no additional furniture either. I'm not sure what I expected. A filing cabinet, maybe? Some shelves of books? The mostly empty space sends a shiver up my spine. Mums pops Babs settle in the high-backed chairs. Goldie hovers in the air above our heads. A long silence follows. The quiet becomes so perfect it sets my ears ringing. I raise my hand. May I ask a question? Not yet, says Babs. Goldie is deciding what to do with you. For her part, Goldie flits back and forth over the heads of the other principals. She smacks her usual lip up against her hand. Long lines of go stretch between her palm and that treat. It's unsettling. My wolf rouses inside me. I want to shift and leave. I agree, but we can't. Goldie flits over to me and points a lollipop at my nose. You? A sweet sing-song voice makes me wince. What? I ask, breathless. You have to go home, finishes Goldie. A wave of shock rolls down my limbs. What do you mean? What she means, says Pops, is that Goldie here is our expert in all types of magic, but especially doorways. If there's any way to get you in any of our schools, then Goldie would know it. Mum adjusts the straps of her overalls. Are you sure you have magic? Have you heard of the Denari leader, Jules? I ask. If anything will prove I have magic, it's how I battled that evil character. I broke through about 1,000 ropes of thorns before I blasted him with so much magic that the big bad basically imploded. Oh, I have magic all right. Not that I could do that trick again on demand yet. The Denari are guardians of our magic world, says Babs in a gentle voice. It was such a shame when they disbanded. Shock tingles across my skin. Denari? Love? Seriously? I open my mouth, ready to say that Denari were actually evil zombies, led by Jules, who was a 1,000-year-old Julius Caesar and a psychopath. All of a sudden, I notice all the other principals are nodding along with Babs, while murmuring stuff like, those wonderful Denari. I press my lips closed. Clearly the principals adore the Denari, not that I blame them. I thought the Denari were good guys too. That is, until their leader tried to eat my organs and turn me into his unwilling zombie bride for all eternity. Talk about a bad moment. Mum's tilts her head. What? You got something to share about the Denari? Such a shame they all got killed. Nothing to share, come to think of it. Unfortunately, the words come out far too bright for it to be believable. Do you want to see me shift or something? I've been practicing, and I've gotten pretty good at it. Babs sighs. This is why we have doors, Miss Bryar. You can have an enchantment on you that makes you think you're magicorum, but it might all be glamour. She glares at Goldie while she says the glamour part. Goldie chuckles, a low-pitched sound that's oddly unsettling. I might do that from time to time, but only on magicromets. That's a not-so-sensitive name for regular humans who are related to magicorum, but don't have any power of their own. I can't believe what I'm hearing. Are principals supposed to do that? Goldie lifts her chin. Fairy principals, sure. A sing-song voice really leans into the word sure. I was raised by 3 fairy aunties. Over the years, I've seen the nutty things that fae do. Giving birthday presents of shoes to make their mortal owners dance themselves to death. Paying debts with chests of gold that are actually dried leaves. Glamouring ski slopes so all the paths actually lead straight off a cliff for the fae, making someone think their magicorum is actually pretty low on the cruelty scale. Boom, boom. A thudding noise sounds from the wall behind me. I suck in a quick breath. Spinning around, there's no missing how the tricoloured door shakes on its hinges. Boom, boom. What's that? Asks Mums. The faintest scent of sandalwood and musk hits my nostrils. That's Knox, I whisper. He's trying to break in. With that, my inner wolf leaps inside my soul. Our mate is coming! Knox is so handsome and strong. Can we howl and encourage him? No. Yip, maybe? Double no. She huffs a breath and turns away. You're no fun. Back in the visible world, Babs waves her hand. Let me try. I personally recast the ward on that door every day. No one is strong enough to break through them. Boom! The door splinters. Knox stands framed in the shattered remain of the door jamb. His all-leather jacket, bulging muscles, and unbridled rage. Inside my soul, my wolf yips with glee. Our mate is here. I knew he'd come. I knew he'd come. Let's play with the golden-haired fairy chew toy. Let's not. Knox stalks across the room, his boots thudding on the tiled floor. He pulls me into a deep hug. I lean into his hold. It's been a tough morning. You smell of fear. Knox turns to glare at the principals. What did you do to her? There's a long silence, where the principals stare at Knox, open-mouthed. Babs is the first one to break the silence. How did you do that? I set the wards myself. Knox growls. His eyes flare with golden light. After that, the golden hue moves across his entire body, including his clothes. I press my hands against his jacket. He still feels like the same Knox, only his skin shines with golden energy. It's like dating an Oscar statue. Wow, I had no idea Knox could do this. I'm the warden of Shift and Magic, says Knox. We didn't realise, whispers Mum. I don't advertise it, counters Knox. But I am. So whatever power you think you have, it's nothing compared to warden energy. And Bryar Rose here, she's stronger than I am. Show some respect. The principals all share looks with raised brows. They've gone silent. Even so, there's no questions what they're thinking. If Bryar Rose was so powerful, she'd be able to walk through a door. Knox exhales, and the magic fades from his body. He turns to me. You want to go. You don't need to take this. The question echoes through my soul. Do I want to leave? Memories appear, staring at the book for hours, trying to figure out algebra on my own, hearing other kids play outside while I was locked in the penthouse in my sleeping curse, rearranging kitchen chairs into a classroom, pretending the other kids were there with me, my entire childhood. I wanted to be in school. Now I'm here. I only have one more year to experience what it's like to be a student. Maybe I'll hate it, but I have to try. I straighten my shoulders. Thanks, but I want to stay. What about you? Babs motions to Knox. What's your fairy tale template? Yeah, grumbles Pops. We should know that before you get into the den. Knox pales. I catch. The bear is sent to birth and reign from him. That's sadness. Now, Knox has tried to tell me his life template before, but I can tell whatever it is. It's a major point of shame and grief. I told him I don't care what his template is, and I don't. Stepping forward, I move to stand right between Knox and the principals. I may want to go to high school, but not enough for them to hurt my mate. Look here, I say. That means you too, Principal Goldie. The fair leader keeps flitting around, so I snap my fingers at her. I said here. Once I'm sure I have all their attention, I keep going. I've read all your rules and bylaws online. There's nothing in there about knowing anyone's template, and that stuff doesn't really matter. It's who you are that counts, not how someone else defines you. Even if that someone is magic. The principals stare at me, their eyes wide and jaws open. You should be helping us realise our best selves, not playing into stupid stereotypes. Pops with a face slumps with a look that can only be described as guilty as hell. I scan the other faces. All the principals look guilty as hell. I lace my fingers with Knox. You know what? Maybe I don't want to be here after all. Let's go. At that moment, Ella strides through the smashed-up door, or rather, she steps across what was left of it. Wait there, Bry, please. There are very few things that would keep me in this room right now. A major gun battle in the stairway leading downstairs, a freezing spell from someone as powerful as Colonel, or Ella asking me to wait. It's a girl thing. I'm not leaving my bestie alone with the Fae. Babs frowns. Who is this? I'm Ella. She's one of mine. Goldie wrinkles her nose. Why is your glamour still on? I want to see your wings. I don't have to do that, Ella says confidently. All the same, she swishes her hair over her face. I know my best friend. She does that to hide when she's looking upset. I frown. Ella has wings. I suppose it makes sense. All the other Fae I've seen have wings. Somehow I just never thought Ella would. Ella lifts her chin. And my wings are nobody's business anyway. There's a wobble in her voice, though. The whole conversation is upsetting my bestie. I move to stand by Ella's side. She totally doesn't have to show wings, I say. I read that online in your bylaws. Goldie purses a tiny mouth. You sure? Absolutely, I say. You guys post way too much stuff on your website, which is true. The fact that there is a bylaw about wings is a total lie, though. Oh, says Goldie. In that case, it's fine. For the record, what the Fae don't know about is technology. Ella sighs with relief, and I could cheer. We still have each other's backs. Now Alec strides into the room, and he's all tanned-faced, bright smile. Charm, charm, charm. He walks over and shakes all the principal's hands in succession while repeating the same phrase over and over. Alec Lasham, nice to meet you again. It's interesting to see how the principals all react to Alec. Mum blushes, pumps Alec's hand with fervour. Babs fans herself with her hands like she's at a boy band concert, and Alec is the lead singer, and Goldie is the only one who seems to be immune to his charm. In fact, she makes a point to rub a lollipop across her hand before shaking his. When Goldie and Alec are finished with their greeting, long strings of lollipop go stretch between their palms. If that grosses out Alec, he doesn't show it. Alec's greeting doesn't derail Goldie from her wing thing. She's had a few moments to think over the website thing and is ready for round 2. Goldie looks to Babs. I can change the internets, can't I? Sure thing, says Babs. Goldie grins and rounds an Ella. Then, as of this moment, I, Goldie, principal of Silver Galleries, do hereby require every Fae to show their wings. She flutters over Ella. Now, where are your wings, young lady? We don't have fake Fae here. Still grinning, Alec wraps his arms around Ella's shoulder. Didn't I tell you? Ella Rear is my third cousin twice removed, part human, part Fae. Oh, magicorum. And she's from Norway. He says that last part, like it explains everything. However, when Alex starts grinning, you want to believe everything he says. Goldie grins. Magicorum. Why didn't you say before? In that case, it's all fine. I don't like evil gleam in Goldie's eyes. After her other story, I get the feeling that magicorum kids aren't safe in the Silver Galleries. And I'll tell you what else will be fine. Alec itches his thumb in my direction. Bry here. She'll be more than fine. My parents and I are confident she'll be an amazing addition to our little community. At those words, the principals stop being bedazzled by Alex and go back to considering me as some kind of menace. Mums and Pops lean back in their chair, folding their thick arms over their overalls. Babs purses her lips. Goldie narrows her over-large eyes. Clearly the principals aren't convinced I should be here. That realisation should make my eyes sting. I mean, a minute ago I was ready to walk away from this place. Why does it make a difference to walk away versus get kicked out? Somehow it does. I clear my throat and try to regain my sense of righteous anger from earlier. There's nothing to worry about. I'm leaving. Alex steps to block my exit through the massive door hole. My family made a big donation to build a workstation for assembling papier. You put it in the study annex behind the building. Bryar is the only one who can use it. Bab drums her tiny fingers on the tabletop. Anyone can use a workstation. No. We've been trying for thousands of years to reassemble the Book of Isis and find the fountain of all magic. Alec takes in a long breath. Light knocks, his skin changes. In Alec's case, it becomes solid and translucent. It's like his body was carved from a single massive ruby gem. I'm a warden of magic for all witches and warlocks. Babs freezes. I didn't know that. Knox and I don't advertise it. But yes, that's exactly what we are. You know how important it is to my parents that I produce a legitimate heir. No fountain, no marriage, no family. It's really important that Bry work on the papier. Mum leans forward. But Bryar Rose can do that anywhere. Alec pinches the bridge of his nose. What I'm saying is that my parents built a workstation here. It's in the lower levels, right? All the principals nod. So Bri can still go to school. She can just work on the papier. Alec pulls out his cell phone and starts typing onto his cell. My parents are about to make a big donation, aren't they? Across the room, Mum raps the tabletop with her thick knuckles. How big? Alec finishes typing and flashes a screen at the principals. This big. Goldie flits around at double speed, a super-wide smile on her face. In that case, it's so exciting to have you here, Bryar Rose. I'll ask every one of my teachers and students to work on some kind of spell to help you get through the doors to our part of the school. The Silver Galleries. I'll do the same, offers Babs. No one will rest until Bryar Rose is in the crimson. Keep with the other witches and warlocks. Only you must stay at Westlake and work on the papri, please. Mums leans back in her chair. Let's see if the donation comes through. Until then, she's in. I agree, adds Pops. Well then, says Babs. It's official. She looks at me and grins. You're in a provisional basis. Alec punches the air with his fist. Yes. Knox leads him to whisper in my ear. What do you say? I glance at the overly helpful faces of the principals. I don't trust them. Knox lowers his voice to level only I can hear. Neither do I. But I don't think there's any deep hidden meaning here. They want to make one of their major donors happy. That's all. Alec raises his pointer finger at the principals. Give us a moment, won't you? Ian and Ella step over to join me and Knox. What do you think, Bry? Asks Ella. I hug my elbows. I don't know. The kids seem nice, says Ella. There are even a few girls here from the magicorum teen therapy group. They were asking about you, but... Ella sighs. That alone is not enough for you to stay. Whatever you choose, you know I've got your back. Alex steps in closer. Look, all magic is getting haywire these days. If you give it some time, I'll figure out how to fix the doors. Alec looks most desperate. I won't lie. We need your help to translate those papri. Knox shakes his head. I already told Bry. She can refuse to translate another glyph. It doesn't matter. There's that scent again. Copper and smoke. The vein in his neck darken again. Knox hisses in a short breath. My mate is in pain. I press my palms over my eyes. There was a reason why I didn't want to translate papri anymore. Wasn't there? No, I can't remember. I can't remember what it was. I lower my hands. Alec looks so sad. Knox grits his teeth in pain, and Ella looks close to tears. Well, I say slowly, it wouldn't hurt to take a look at the workstation, would it? Alex exhales. Oh, that's the spirit. He turns to face the principals. She's on board. You'll just love the workstation. I'll take you there right now, adds Goldie. Now, I know Faye enough to realise one thing. The workstation is going to be anything but lovable. Let Goldie do her worst. I can handle it. Even so, some small part of me keeps screaming danger. I shake the feeling off and refocus. Sure, the principals are acting strange, but it's a school for magicorum. They're not supposed to act like regular humans. For all I know, this is the most consistent they've acted in their entire lives. And now all I need to do is look at the workstation. What's the problem? As Goldie leaves me and Knox away from the principal's office, the small voice in my head keeps whispering the same advice over and over. You don't know the problem. That's the trouble. And that is the next part of Bryar Rose. Jeez, it's really getting intense. And she waited all that time to go to school, bless her, and she can't even get into the doors. That must be heartbreaking. Thanks for listening, guys, and many blessings.